Wow, what? Man,
Let's go,
I don't
baby.
have any words even to start. What a comeback win. ACC win for your FAU Owls. Wow. Wow. I think I'm dreaming right now, man. What a comeback, down 9 points with 4 minutes and 58 seconds left. John Jacobs calls timeout, and from there, back-to-back threes. Cannon, Carlisle, and Johan Sissoko from the left corner were back in the game, and from there, it was all FAU. 6-point comeback with under a minute left. Sebastian, we are so lucky to be ours. It goes to overtime. And from there, man, Xander down low was able to crash the glass, get so many blocks, which really helped us, propelled us to victory in that sense. And, overall, man, we shot the three well late in the game, and that's what mattered. But, man, that atmosphere, I don't think it. I would say, there's 360 Division I college basketball teams. 350 of those wish they had FAU's atmosphere. I think we are a top 15 atmosphere in college basketball. I've never seen anything like it. I couldn't even hear the media guy next to me who was asking me questions because of how loud the fans were in the timeouts even. Every single seat you saw there was full. The students were insanely loud. That was just great. That was amazing. Sebastian, just give us your quick overall reaction. How are you handling all these emotions, man?
Yeah, JJ, I mean, I'm honestly super shocked about how that game started and how that game finished. Obviously, you look at the first half, honestly, complete control, complete dominance from the Owls. And you look at the main guy, Devin Vanderpool, the leader of this team, really attacked the offensive game early, getting to the rim, getting a shot up super quickly. He was one of the main guys, one of the best guys. Almost had a double-double with 9 points and 10 rebounds. Not really the best shooting night for him, but really, shout out in the clutch and when it mattered most. Definitely one of the main guys on there. And JJ, obviously, you went to the game. I mean, it sucked because I live 1 hour away, and I wish I went to that game. I kind of regret not going to that game. I mean, how was the atmosphere going into that? I mean, absolutely insane. What a win by the Owls. And I mean, like I really thought at one point they were gonna lose, and I was gonna talk all that bad mouth on the Owls. I was really about to go off on how we almost choked that game. But a question for you, JJ: how was the atmosphere, and how was the excitement levels for you after that win?
Well, Sebastian, I think a lot of people feel that way. I feel like I was, going to talk about bad stuff, but great question there. I don't even know where to start with the atmosphere here.
Yeah.
I've been to an FAU basketball game. I've been to every single FAU basketball game for the last 3 years, since 2022. I've stayed for the entire game. I've sat in the same spot the last 3 years. And I've never seen an environment, an atmosphere, a student section as crazy as I witnessed tonight. I've seen us play Memphis. I've seen us beat Memphis. I've seen us play South Florida. I've seen us beat South Florida. I've seen us play a top 5 Arizona team. I've seen us beat Arizona. And man, nothing compared to that. Every time you would glance over, the students were on their feet. They were chanting defense as loud as I've ever heard a defense chant in my life. The FAU chants were going off. And Sebastian, I agree with you. You should regret not going because,
Yeah,
man,
I know.
that was insanely amazing. That was just so great. Let's talk a little bit about the game, Sebastian. I had questions in the front court heading into the season, the size. But Devin Williams and Xander Pintelon both impressed. And we spoke to Xander post-game. He told me that the resilience that this team showed really gives them the confidence that they could beat anyone in the country. I'll say that again. They could beat anyone in the country. Devin Williams shot the three well. Was very good inside. Excellent on defense. 4 rebounds for him. Wow. Just talk about him.
Yeah, of course, JJ. Yeah, of course, JJ. That's a very good question, and I totally agree with what Xander said. We can beat anybody in the country. Obviously a pretty poor Boston College team, but they played super, super well tonight. Donald Hand Jr. was the main guy with 20 plus points. He was super, super efficient, super, super clutch with some threes in the overtime. Chase Forte was so aggressive going into the paint, getting some shots up, drawing some fouls. I mean, it was a super tight game from start to finish. But Xander says we can beat anybody in the country, and that is 100% correct. I mean, wow, what a performance by the two big men on the front court, Devin Williams and Xander Pantalone. Xander Pantalone had one of the best performances with 14 points, 4 blocks and 7 rebounds, and obviously that big block to kind of ice the game, which was insane. After that, Johan Sissoko, he turned it over, and then on the other end, Pantalone with a huge block, which was insane. I mean, I imagine the scenes after that block to ice the game. And obviously, Johan's one of the most impressive and improved things about him is his three-point shot. We saw that today with his spacing and his ability to catch and shoot. Made 3 threes tonight, and big time from him. Xander with a great performance overall. This is the reason why he's a starter, and just an overall great performance from him. Devin Williams, great performance from him. Honestly, kind of has to clean up the glass a little bit. The offensive rebounds or the rebounds in general from the big men in the front court needs to improve a little bit. But great performance by Williams as well. Played 30 minutes, and including the overtime. 10 points from him, 4 rebounds, shot very well, 44%. Great performance by both of them, and I can't wait to see how they progress moving forward. Amazing.
Amazing indeed, Sebastian. Let's go over another guy who I talked about. This guy means everything to FAU. Devin Vanterpool. He stayed here back-to-back years. He chose FAU again. Man, he was all around tonight. He didn't wow you with any one category, but 10 rebounds. I'll say that again. 10 rebounds for a guy. And for those who don't know Devin Vanterpool, this isn't exact. This is an estimate. He's probably 6'3", and he had 10 rebounds. He crashed the glass. He was aggressive on the boards. 10 rebounds. Again, I'm very impressed. And not only 10 rebounds, 6 assists. He led the team in both rebounds and assists. Only 9 points, but man, if Devin Vanterpool has 1 more point and 3 more assists, that's a triple-double right there for Devin Vanterpool. So he did everything tonight. And then on defense, he was super aggressive, always had his hands up. And he was on Chase Forte for a majority of the game. How do you think he defended him, and talk about, his all-around playmakingness?
Yeah. Devin Vanterpool was super, super good. Obviously, Chase Forte had a very, very good performance, but obviously in that first half, Boston College couldn't knock down their threes. Absolutely abysmal from the three-point line. Shot under 40% as a team, not that great. 10 for 28 from the three. So the perimeter defense from Devin Vanterpool and the team overall really, really impressed me. So I'm just looking forward to that moving forward. Obviously, Devin Vanterpool, not really the best. He played a good offensive performance, but not as aggressive as we would have wanted to. But overall, very efficient on the boards. Like you said, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Amazing. So overall, great performance by Devin Vanterpool, and really showed out in the clutch when we needed him.
He did indeed, and he knows this culture better than anyone, and he showed out tonight for sure. You mentioned their 3-point struggles. Bowden Kopke, he was excellent. He shot 75% from 3 and had 17 points. we did 2 previews, Sebastian, on Boston College. I don't think Bowden Kopke came up once. So I think he was the true X factor from them, especially from the perimeter. There were some defensive struggles, though. You never want to
Yeah.
give up 78 points to a team in college basketball. Granted, it was overtime, but Coach Jacobs talked about, holding teams under 70 points. And that's like the goal for every game. Yes, it went to overtime. But still, there were some struggles. And Boston College plays very slow, which limits the possessions for each of the teams, which even gives it less an excuse to give up 78 points to this Eagles team. So what do you think needs to improve defensively? Do you think FAU should stick to a 1-3-1 zone? Because we really switched up our defensive scheme throughout the game.
Yeah, it's true. Honestly, I don't know if the zone was really the best thing about. I think they should switch it up to a man, probably. I think that's probably the best thing going forward. Obviously, Bowden Cape with 7 for 10 from the field goal, made 17 points. I don't think we mentioned him in the pod with AJ Black, which was insane because he really had a who the hell is this guy type of performance, because I don't even know who that guy is. Obviously, we talked about the X Factors, Aidan Shaw and Jaden Hastings. Not really a good performance from them overall. Really locked down them defensively with our 2 big men. Really impressed by that. But obviously, Jaden Hastings and Aidan Shaw are both 6'9", really a small ball type of lineup. But Bowden Cape, as you said, 17 points, 5 offensive rebounds, really killed us on the glass. Really aggressive, really attacking the bigs on our team. But yeah, honestly, moving forward, I think man-to-man defense is the best way to go, especially with how our zone looked during this game, because it was not really that good.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you there. However, it depends, who we play. If you want to switch it up, the Charleston game, we'll get into a full preview there. Sebastian, though, let's talk about Yohan Sissoko. And man, wow, I think he's the best player in the conference. 24 minutes, 15 points, so good from 3. Without him, we lose this game. How big is he for this team, and what do you think this means for the team going forward?
Yeah, man. Great question, JJ. Yohan Sissoko might be my new Nick Boy. That's kind of funny, right? But yeah, he's amazing. Coming off the bench with 15 points, shot 4 for 6, and made all of his threes, especially that one in the clutch to tie the game with that steal that he had. Absolutely insane. I'm surprised he was not a starter in this game, but Carlisle and Eddie Holm was also played a very good vital role as the starter. But Sissoko, honestly, could be that guy in that starting lineup if he gets the chance to be. Sissoko is going to be so big, especially the depth that we have on the bench. He had such a huge night, man, and he's going to be such a vital player down the stretch, man. I told you the season preview, Sissoko was going to be that guy. He is that guy tonight, and he had a big performance.
Yeah, he definitely is that guy for sure. And you mentioned there's so much depth. You could go to so many guys. Cannon Carlisle, Isaiah Elihom, Maxime Logue, Xander Pinthilone, Vincent Neubauer. I mean, the list goes on and on. Devin Williams. There's so many guys who can contribute on this team, and there's not one guy who you could leave out. And that's just the difference with FAU and BC. BC didn't have that depth. They played their 5 guys for most of it. Bowden Kopke, Donald Hand Jr., Chase Forte, Jaden Hastings. So it was all of them mostly for the entirety of the game. And man, we had so much depth. Sebastian, last one for you. How much better is it to look back on today and look back on this Monday, the fact that we're 1-0 instead of 0-1?
Yeah, man. It's very good to be 0-1, man. I mean, I would have been devastated if we started
1-0.
What did I say, 0-1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would have been super devastated if we started 0-1 instead of, 1-0, which we're 1-0 right now. But overall, great performance. The resilience from this team was absolutely insane. Coming back down from 6 to tie it up in that second half, going into overtime, really showing them that we're the dominant force, and we have the home court advantage was super huge because if obviously you said to me off camera that at Boston College, if we were away at Boston College, we probably would have lost that game. So if it's great to start the season at home and to start the season with a dub, which was so huge. And I'm just proud of this team, the way we fought back. And honestly, I wish I was at that game because I kind of missed out on a big one. You're muted.
1000%, Sebastian. Any final thoughts before you wrap this one up?
Great performance by the Owls. Let's start 2-0 on Saturday, baby. Let's go.
Let's go, and we'll be bringing you coverage right here on the Night Owl, so stay tuned to us. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you all
Let's
next
go,
time.
baby.
As always, let's go, Owls!